Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Top Budget Decks to help you climb the standard ladder, bronze through gold, and possibly even further than that. To get right into it, because I do not want to waste anyone's time, to look at the win rates. Paladin, I know you've seen it. I know you've seen it a lot. Paladin is super strong across all levels of play. If you've watched any one of my videos in the past couple of days, I have been talking about Paladin. Paladin is strong. Paladin may need some balance changes. We don't exactly know yet, but I know it's in every level of play. I've got an option for you today. I'll talk about it, and this could get you much further than bronze through gold. Hunter is bringing up the rear. I have not played a lot of Hunter this season, especially with the new patch, the new cards, but it's pretty good. Demon Hunter went from way on the bottom a few weeks ago to now it's number 3. It's because of a specific card. I know you pretty much have all seen that card. We've talked about it before in previous videos. And then Shaman is number 4. Do not sleep on Shaman. Shaman is going to be much higher up. There's a couple of really cool decks that are being played right now. And then the rest of it is, Druid's right up there, a little bit less than Shaman, and then Mage, Warrior, Death Knight. Warlock is a little surprising to me. I have seen a lot of Warlock right now, and Warlock is kind of difficult to beat, but maybe it's just not high up on the win rates once you get past, gold or platinum or what have you. And then Rogue. Rogue is not 100% strong. It needs some sort of something else. I don't know. Maybe the mini set will help. So let's talk about the decks. As I say, every single week, these win rates that you see immediately in the beginning does not mean that, all the ones that are on the lower classes are terrible, because there are good win rate decks across the board. Death Knight, it's got Plague, it's got Highlander, Demon Hunter as aggro. We're going to talk a lot about aggro Demon Hunter here. Druid has so many options. Dragon is still good, Highlander is still good, Treant is still there. I mean, I've been talking about Treant Druid for like 5-6 weeks now. Hound, Arcane, and Highlander. Look, Hound is back. It'll be interesting to see what that deck is about. Mage has Rainbow and Mining and Secret and Mech Rate. Listen, Rainbow is a really cool deck if you have the cards, something that'll get you much further than gold. I've mentioned it several times before. And then look at Paladin. Paladin is just everywhere. 67.5%, 66.4%, 60.8%. Those are good numbers. Look, even Earthen, that I joke about from time to time, is 52.7%. Priest has Undead, Highlander, Rogue. See what I'm saying? Rogue is not out of the picture here. Mech Rogue is a 57.3%. So if you have a lot of Rogue cards, that would be the way to go. Ogre Rogue has 50.7. Not great, but not bad. It's above 50%. And then Big Rogue is at 57.8%. Shaman, like I said, do not skimp on Shaman. Do not take advantage of the situation when you're playing against a Shaman, because these decks are really good. Highlander's got a 60.4% win rate, and I'll bet you that's not done being as high as it can go. I think it could go much higher than that. Totem, we've talked about. Elemental Shaman, I've played Elemental Shaman a couple of times this week, and it is fun. It is very easy to play. It's a little bit higher than what we normally talk about on this series, but it is pretty fun to play. And then Mining Warlock is at 57.2%. Thaddeus is back. I've seen Thaddeus several times. Thaddeus is not going anywhere, at least until it goes away from standard. And then Control and Enraged Warrior rounds everything out. Let's talk about the specific decks of this video. So number 1, we're going to talk about Aggro Demon Hunter. And I was trying to pick the right one. Because the new expansion is out, I'm going to go over decks that are below 5,000 dust right now. And look, there are several options. Every single one of these options is below 5,000 dust and is above a 50% win rate. I picked one. I think it's good. I like it. This is Aggro Demon Hunter, and the win rates are 63.9%. It's got 3,880 dust as your cost, and it's a pretty exciting deck. Look, you can see right here the win rates against Demon Hunter. Death Knights, excuse me, 60.4%. Against Druids, 60.4%. Against Mage, 72.3%. Do not, do not underestimate this deck right here. And it's essentially a deck that's messing around with Blind Eye Sharpshooter. Love it or hate it, this card is strong. It's powerful. With the amount of card draw that you have with this deck and with this class, it's easy to get your deck running this combo that'll just decimate the opponent's board and decimate the opponent eventually. Okay, so it's after you play a Naga, deal 2 damage to a random enemy and draw a spell. And then you play a spell, and then you play a Naga, and you play a spell, and the next thing you know, the opponent is at 0 health. It's got a lot of low-cost cards, and the cost of the cards will also do things to either your hero power, your hero damage, or it'll draw you more cards, it'll discover cards that you may need. At first I thought, like, Frequency Oscillator, why is this in here? But it's just giving you the ability to play a lower-cost card, like maybe Mistake or what have you. It's a good card, and then at the bottom, Momentum is the highest cost card, and it's give your hero +4, but attack this turn costs 1 less for each card you draw on this turn. It's very easy for you to draw cards here, especially if you have Sightless Magistrate. This is a strong deck. I do think, like I said, that there may be some sort of adjustments to this card. It's a very divisive card right now. People on social media are complaining about it or saying, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. So take a look at this deck. It's something that you should consider, and possibility, if it is going to get nerfed or what have you, you'll get your money back or your dust back. You know what I mean. Okay, let's talk about Aggro Paladin. We talked about Silverhand last week. This one's at 4,100 dust. The win rate is at 73.2%, and this does not stop at bronze through gold. This keeps on going. It is, look, I'll just even show you. If we go to Diamond 4, it's at 59.4%, which isn't bad for a deck that only costs you 4,000 dust. So my strong suggestion is Paladin is something you should be playing if you have Paladin cards. If you're going to craft cards, Paladin would be the craft I would do, at least right now, because it's across all ladder levels, 100% across the board. And this is just an aggro Paladin, and I don't mean to sound facetious here. Foul Egg made a comeback. I have seen this now in multiple decks, and that's for the ability to have a 3/3 chicken, and then you've got Righteous Protector, Sanguine Soldier, Dry Scale Deputy. The next time you draw a spell, get a copy of it. You need 2 spells. What kind of spells? About 4 Quel'Thalas. Give a friendly minion +3 attack and give your hero +2 attack. It's got Keeper Strength. It gives a friendly minion +2/+2, deal its attack damage to all other minions. So, small minions on the board. There's also the amazing, this is my favorite art of the entire set, Deputization Aura. Your leftmost minion has +3 attack and lifesteal, last 3 turns. This is just a put something on the board, keep it on the board, and then smash your opponent in the face. This deck has several different options that you can tech out depending on what you're seeing on your opponent's side, or depending on what you're facing, but it is a strong deck, completely smashing the meta right now. So do not sleep on Aggro Paladin. Next up, we've got Warrior, and the Warrior deck, 0 dust with a 50.9% win rate. I'm putting this in here because, number one, it's Warrior, and it has 0 dust, and the opportunities for you adding or removing things from this deck is amazing. So it's just a simple Warrior deck. It has Warrior cards from all over the meta here, but a lot of these legendaries are the free legendaries that you get. Our Megadillo is a great one. At the end of your turn, give all taunt minions in your hand +2/+2. So my suggestion is go ahead and tech out, if you need to, more taunt cards if you have them. Primordial Drake, Growmoth Hellscream, Ragnaros the Firelord. These are essential cards that are already in your collection that you could be using to just smash your opponent into oblivion. It's great against Demon Hunter, and you're probably seeing a little bit of Demon Hunter right now. It's also great against Warlock at 51.9%. So this is something you can use, and you can just tech out as you need. Maybe you're not needing the Blade Storm. Maybe you want to throw one less and another spell that you have. It's good for you to get a good grasp on Warrior if you do not play a lot of Warrior, and it's not going to cost you anything. Win rates are not great. It's not a huge, amazing thing, but it'll give you a good idea of what to be playing in terms of Warrior. Let's go over another one, and we've talked about it many, many times. Undead Priest, 2,880 dust, and it's got a 66.1% win rate. We've talked about this a lot. We have had multiple conversations about Undead Priest, and the reason is because the win rates are higher. The win rates really are going up. Look at this. Against Hunter, 66.6%. Against Mage, 74.1%. Against Priest, 66.5%. Against Rogue, 70%. This deck is strong. It's using almost everything the same as before, but it does have ETC. ETC makes it to where you can have, a band of 3 cards, and you can just discover one depending on the situation. Shard of Naru is the suggestion here. Silver Moon Arcanist and the Sunwell. I would also consider throwing in the Rot Wing Viper. That'll help you destroy a weapon, because weapons are still out. It's still a thing, especially with Odin and what have you. So I would consider an Ignis, not just Odin, Ignis. There's weapons out there that you're seeing. There's Excavate weapons with Rogue. There is Death Knight weapons with the Plagues, so you can consider throwing this out. And this is just an undead package for Priest. It's using the Dark Bishop Benedictus, which makes you have Shadow Form, which is your hero power does damage instead of heals. And it's a deck that we've talked about several times before, but it's a good deck, and it's very cheap. So you might be able to go through past gold with this deck. Last up for the day, we have Secret Mage. And like I said, I'm a fan of Rainbow Mage, but this package has got me interested. It's a 65.5% win rate at 4,160 dust. And guess what it's about? It is about secrets. It's got Objection in here, one of my most hated secret cards. It's got the Night Cloak in there, so you could go ahead and have something on the board. It's got Costume Singer, one of my favorite voice lines in the entire game right now is this one. At the end of your turn, draw a secret. And there's a lot of secrets in here. It's also got Burrow Buster, which is an amazing card. An amazing card for the cost, for the stats, for the fact that it's a rare, and you get to Excavate a Treasure, which is just something else you can use situationally. Blast Mage Minor, Battle Cry, Excavate a Treasure. For each card in your hand, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. It is a good card. And then Contract Conjurer, costs 3 less for each secret you control. It's just a lot of secrets, a lot of fun things that you're doing with secrets. It's also got the little kobold in there. Excavate a Treasure. So you'll see treasures, absolutely. Cosmic Keyboard. This is just a deck where you're messing with your opponent's board, and then Infinitize the Maxitude. If you're going to craft any cards specifically for a mage, this would be one that you do. My wife plays Rainbow Mage all the time, and I'm literally seeing her using this deck, using this card, getting the finale out, and it's just constant getting what she needs at the time that she needs it. So something to consider there. It's a fun deck. I'm interested in seeing more of Secret Mage. Let's talk about some of the cards that are in right now. So I just pulled up the most neutral cards right now in the past 7 days, bronze through gold, just to see what type of cards are in there. And look, Kobold Miner is still top of the food chain. It's been like this since the game came out. So the most used card right now from the past couple of weeks is Kobold Miner, and then Astalor. It's the second one. It's not going anywhere. It's too good of a card to go anywhere. It's going to be here until it leaves standard. And then Burrow Buster. I've just talked about it. Ignis. That's why I said you want to put Rustrot Viper in your deck when you can, because Ignis is out there. Forged is still out there. It's not going away. So if you're thinking of crafting certain legendaries, definitely do it. Reno, that is rounding out number 5 right here. It's a Highlander specific deck combo. but you can make it work across the board on all different classes right now. It's a good card. And then Sir Finley. I've seen so much love for Sir Finley in the past couple of days. It's a good card. It's going to be kind of a bummer to see it go. And then ETC. ETC is a great card. I didn't use it a lot when it first came out, but now I've been using it more and more because I need those extra techs, and I didn't want to mess up my decks. And then Prince Renathal. Probably in the last 10 games, I've seen Renathal in probably 5 of the decks. So that is it for this week. There's so much stuff to go over for the midweek meta. I'm already looking at how the past couple of days have gone. I'll go ahead and post that up Wednesday afternoon, and let me know in the comments what you're seeing in the meta right now. What is the highest class, the most class that you've seen, or the most tech archetype deck that you've been seeing as you've been playing? I'm very interested to see if my experiences are the same as everybody else's experience. And like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and I'll see you in the next video.